Okay. Hi, all. We'll be discussing about the leadership approaches and styles of Steve Jobs and Larry Page. And my friends, along with Mallikarjun, Alka, Kiran, and myself, Sharwani, will be discussing about it. And we have got lot many leaders to discuss, but we have chosen Steve Jobs and Larry Page as of now for our discussion. And the introduction would be taken care by Mallikarjun. Mallikarjun, would you start the presentation?
Yes, Sharwani. Hi, myself Mallikarjun. Like my colleague Sharwani said, we choose two leaders. Those two guys are Steve Jobs and Larry Page. So in this presentation, we are going to discuss about Larry Page and Steve Jobs. In the first slide, I mentioned the proper details of leadership approaches and styles of Steve Jobs and Larry Page. In the second slide, we mentioned total details of the presentation, like what we have mentioned in the presentations. Those details are like introduction and purpose of this presentation, and biography of Steve Jobs and biography of Larry Page, and the leadership styles of Larry Page and Steve Jobs, the leadership models that followed by the Steve Jobs and Larry Page, and I mentioned few theories to support their leadership styles, and I mentioned comparison and criticism on leadership styles of Steve Jobs and Larry Page, and finally conclusion, and thereafter we mentioned a few references also. um Actually, in the introduction part, Larry Page and Steve Jobs are two iconic leaders in the technology industry, known for their innovative thinking and transformative impact, and their respective companies. Those two are Google and Apple. This presentation will provide a short biography of each leader and analyze their leadership approaches using two models and supported by theories covered in the lectures. By understanding their leadership styles, we can gain insights into the success of these two companies and the impact of effective leadership in the business world. And what's the purpose of this presentation? The purpose of this presentation is to explore the leadership approaches and styles of Larry Page and Steve Jobs, to apply two leadership models or theories to each leader and critically analyze how these models support their leadership styles, to understand the impact of effective leadership on the success of Google and Apple. Here, there are two famous quotations said by Steve Jobs and Larry Page. Innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower. That's what Steve Jobs said. And my job as a leader is to make sure everybody in the company has great opportunities and that they feel they're having a meaningful impact. Larry Page. They have said so many quotations, but these two are my favorite. In this slide, we mentioned about biography of Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs was an American businessman, industrial designer, and inventor, best known as the co-founder and chairman and CEO of Apple Inc. He was born on February 24, 1955 in San Francisco, California, and he showed an early interest in electronics and technology. Jobs co-founded Apple in 1976 in a small room along with his two friends Steve Wozniak and Ronald Wayne. And Steve Jobs played a very major role in the development of the company's iconic products such as Macintosh, the first generation personal computers, and iPhone and iPad 3. He was known for his keen to detail instances on creating product with a simple and intuitive design, and his ability to anticipate and shape consumer demand is very good. Jobs was also involved in development of other successful companies such as Pixar Animation Studios and Next Inc. So many others. He passed away on October 5, 2011 due to cancer, which is very bad thing. But the impact that made on the technology industry is forever, and his legacy as a visionary leader continues to be felt today and forever. And when it comes to Larry Page is an American computer scientist and entrepreneur, best known as one of the co-founders of Google. He was born on March 26, 1973 in East Lansing, Michigan, and he showed an early interest in technology and computers. Page got a Bachelor's of Science degree in Computers Engineering from the University of Michigan and went on to pursue PhD in Computer Science at Stanford University. During his time at Stanford University, Page met his friend Sergey Brin, and these two guys together they developed the PageRank algorithm, which formed the basis of Google search engine. In 1998, Page and his friend Sergey Brin officially launched Google, and the company quietly became the dominant search engine in the internet. Page served as Google CEO from 1998 to 2001 and again from 2011 to 2015. During this period, he oversaw the company's growth and expansion into various other products and services such as YouTube and so many others. And Page is known for his innovative thinking, focus on user experience, and emphasis on data driven decision making. If he wants to make a decision, he always depends on a data. Uh, Sharwani, would you like to take it from here?
Yeah. Let us discuss about the Steve Jobs leadership styles. Steve Jobs' leadership styles are charismatic leadership theory and contagious leadership theory. And when we move to other slide, we can clearly understand how charismatic leadership is Steve Jobs is. Like we know very clearly that being a co-founder of Apple, he tried to introduce different Apple products in a huge crowd with a simple dressing and explaining about the products, captivating all the audience. Like he captivated them using his mesmerizing presence and presenting those Apple products, which inspired an excitement and loyalty in the audience. Unwavering belief. He had a strong and unwavering belief in the potential of Apple products, which installed the confidence and passion in his team and customers also. The charismatic leaders like Jobs often have a strong magnetic personality that can have a significant impact on their followers. And when we come to the contagious leadership of Steve Jobs, contagious theory suggests that effective leadership depends on the fit between the leadership styles and specific situation. Here, Steve Jobs' leadership style, which is very demanding and it is detail oriented, which is suitable for the Apple. And the competitive, as we can clearly know, and we already know that Apple itself is under a competitive industry where Apple is facing a high competition and fast-paced industry with its innovation was a very crucial. And Jobs' approach, how he has given his meticulous attention and detail on high expectations, which driven to the innovation and success of the Apple's success. That means he himself being an calligraphy having a calligraphy knowledge, he introduced this, fonts into the Apple, which is a huge success. When we compare to the current mobile industry and Apple's fonts, it is very different because of his knowledge and detail to the thing, so which made it more popular. As the contagious theory also highlights about the different leadership styles, which may be different for the different situations. As of now, it is very successful for the Steve Jobs for Apple at this time, and as of now, these two styles were. Approaches were taken by Steve Jobs, which has made Apple very successful. Now, my friend Alka would be explaining about the Larry Page leadership styles.
Good day, everyone. I'm Alka, and I'm continuing with the next slides. So here I am going to describe a Larry Page leadership style. So here we have 3 points. First, we have a leadership style, and then we have a transformation leadership theory, situation leadership theory. So, transformation leadership by Larry Page. Transformation leadership theory focused on first one is inspirations, and leader inspire and motivate their teams, and second one is intellectual stimulations. They encourage creative things and innovation, and third one is individual concentrations. Leader value and support each team member individually. So Larry Page leadership style matched this theory. He encouraged crazy idea, inspiring and motive his team to think innovatively. His briefly in his employees' potential stimulations their intellectual growth, making them more creative and motivate. So Larry Page leadership incorporations, inspirations, and intellectual stimulations as outlined in the transformations leadership's theory. So in next slide we have a situational leadership by Larry Page. So here we have first one we have adapting to the situation. Leaders should change their style based on what's happening. So second one we have a meeting followers needs. Leaders should address the specific need of their teams. Larry Page leadership style is in line with this theory. So he adopts a task approach which is well suited to the fast charging and dynamic tech industry. He emphasized on freedom and equality, address the unique need of deserved and innovation teach workforce. In his Larry Page tailor his leadership to situation and the need of his team with the situational leadership theory. Thank you. And next, continue with my next friend.
Hi, myself Kirandeep Kaur, and today my topic is comparison and critique of leadership with advantages and disadvantages. Here, comparison and critique of Steve Jobs and Larry Page's leadership styles with their advantages and disadvantages in simple terms. So, the first one we have for advantages is visionary leaders. Jobs' vision lead to iconic products and business success. Other we have attention to detail. He ensured high product quality and innovation. The disadvantages are demanding and aggressive. His approach could create a stressful work environment. The other is a risk of burnout. The relentless pursuit of excellence may lead to employee burnout. So next slide we have. Okay, so here we have a comparison and critique of leadership with advantages and disadvantages of Larry Page's. Advantages are emphasis on freedom and equality, fosters creativity and inclusivity. Second one, we have adaptability. His leadership style can suit a dynamic tech industry. The disadvantages are potential lack of direction. Too much freedom may lead to confusion. Accountability challenges. The absence of strict oversight might reduce accountability in some situations. And Steve Jobs was a visionary but demanding leader, while Larry Page promotes freedom and adaptability. But this can sometimes result in a lack of direction and accountability. Both styles have their strengths and a weakness. So next, pass to the Shavali.
Hi, let me conclude this by discussing about the Larry Page and Steve Jobs. As we already know, these two people had their own impact and remarkable significance on the technology industry. By applying the leadership qualities by Steve Jobs and Larry Page, they have given a good success to the companies which they have worked. And these two approaches, which we have discussed, are driven to innovation, and they inspire the teams, and they create the successful organization. When we come to Page transformational and situational leadership style, it has supported Google's growth and adaptability, while Jobs' charismatic and contagious, that is autocratic leadership style, which is instrumental, which has played very important role in Apple's success, as it is a design-driven company. So hereby we conclude that these two people have their impact on the industry by their way of leadership styles or approach towards the organizations or the technology. So as we move to the different organization, different models or different leaders have their own impact on the industry with the different styles, which has impacted the industries of their own respective. So this is how I would like to conclude by stating that the leadership qualities or leadership approaches have their own impact on the people and also the organization and its growth. So let me also conclude by showing the references which we have used. Could you please forward it to references? And these are the references which we have used as of now for understanding about the Larry Page and Steve Jobs leadership quality. And thank you.
Thank you.